Netanyahu's son under fire for tweeting that leftists should die of virus. So everyone in that family is a piece of shit, not just the dad and mom. So he is Israel's version of Don Jr. Meanwhile, in America, rightists are fighting for their right to die of COVID. Well, I'm a leftist. The poor should have jobs and health care. Thousands gathered Thursday evening in Tel Aviv's Habima Square to protest the talks between Prime Minister Netanyahu's Likud party and former IDF Chief of Staff Benny Gantz's Blue and White Party. I don't think it is very smart to do a massive gathering during a pandemic. Just saying, but the funnier thing is that his dad actually made him delete the tweet. I wonder if he punished him by taking his video games. The younger Netanyahu eventually deleted his controversial tweet, following a response from his father. The Prime Minister vehemently denounces the words, Prime Minister Netanyahu said in a statement. In the battle against coronavirus, there are no political blocs, and there must not be. The Prime Minister is working around the clock to protect the health and lives of all Israeli citizens, with no exception, he concluded. Apple and tree and that shit. Yep, that sounds like something someone who was raised by Netanyahu would say. Sounds like a lovely individual. Yes, more fine examples of the worldly right-wingers. Wow. So I'm just supposed to, what, die? Uneasy. Israel has a left? I guess Gideon Levy still lives there. The apple didn't fall far from the tree, it seems. He looks like an incel. Shitty parents, shitty kids. He looks like an entitled bitch. Removed. Netanyahu is a shitbag, so what do you expect? The title is a little misleading. He said due to the large crowd, many elderly may die of the virus. He said he hoped they wouldn't be from his camp. He didn't say they should die. It's not a huge stretch, but it is a twist. All that money, connections, resources, and he still can't get laid? No wonder these assholes are pissed off at everyone. Joffrey. This crisis has laid bare how deplorable the ruling class is, but yet we all squabble like children over the scraps. I've read in many places that this COVID situation shows people for who they really are. Not as bad as his dad engaging in apartheid and genociding Palestinians. Why are all our leaders and their families utter cunts? Netanyahu is dragging Israel down with him. How very politically eugenic of him. Can we just start calling conservatives, regressives? I'm sure his God is impressed. Douchebag like his criminal father. JFC. I'm pretty damn anti-right-wing, but to wish them death would be absurd. Please, love me daddy. Seems like the type of guy who hides behind a screen, but when life actually exposes his ass, he can't even look at the camera. Is this how immature people can be? He's a piece of shit. Just like his racist and corrupt father too. It's a shame that Israel still is voting for Netanyahu. This guy managed to undermine and slowly destroy the actually functioning democracy in Israel. Why does humanity keep electing cunts? How would they react if someone said the same thing about Jews? This is front page Reddit content? I've probably seen like 8 million tweets now about how thankfully the virus will kill old Republicans. Reddit is so fucking soft, LMAO. People who say leftists are always horrible people. He looks like a character on Big Mouth. I don't care who you are, left or right, that sort of talk is unacceptable. Literally the same thing I see some of these mega folks saying on Twitter. FTA. Nitzan Horowitz, the leader of the far-left Meretz party, tweeted a picture of himself standing among the socially distanced crowd wearing a face mask, leading the younger Netanyahu to accuse him of endangering public health. I hope the elderly who die following this protest will only be from your camp, Yair, Netanyahu wrote. Man, that's a damning curse which one would not wish on another, let alone write it for all to read. How about a father and son picnic? First Sonny Boy, a strong example of nature vs nurture. Oh boy, here we go. A lot of your worldviews are so insidiously skewed it's massively deplorable. Well, me and my friends think this way, so that means we're right. I don't agree because I see it this way. You're a moron and should die because of your support of this person. Whether you are on the left or on the right, just because you support that side doesn't inherently make you morally or intellectually superior in any way. You have corrupt people on both ends, and to be willingly, or ignorantly blind to that, and tout them as flawless, is indicative of your character as a whole. If you're a cunt and your spouse is also a cunt, guess what your kids are? Shit doesn't fall far from the shit tree. You're a corrupt politician's kid. Who the fuck cares what you think? Dickhead. You're telling me that colonizers wish death on people they view as beneath them? I never would have guessed. Like father like son. Ah. Junior is growing up to be just like his dad. How cute. These sentiments are inherently unacceptable from someone in his position. I hope he is reprimanded in front of the world for even daring to think something like that. Little fucking twerp. Edits, trending. As an Israeli, I do not claim Yair Netanyahu. He's a scumbag who is worse than his father. That picture of him looks like an unfortunate mix of Jeff Goldblum and Jeffrey Dahmer. R/confused boners. There are two things that are infinite, the universe and man's stupidity. And I am not sure about the universe. Albert Einstein. This gives the term of Zionazis a whole new meaning. Same problem. Different country and time period. I wonder what Netanyahu's daughter thinks of this. As an Israelian, Jesus Christ, this guy is a drunk idiot. Meanwhile in Philippines, Duterte says this in almost every speech and he is glorified. He even mentioned something about shooting the leftists in their vagina. Trying hard to match his own record of ridiculousness, I see. https://www.jpost.com/Israel News/Netanyahu's son lashes out via internet again 504620. What a fine young gentleman. As one of his father's friends named him the Dick Kid, suits him just fine. He looks like the evil fuck child of Chicken Little and Rick Moranis. Oi status, Vade. This dude looks like a discount Nick Kroll. Funny thing is that it's mostly the right wing that wants everything to open up and be back to normal. They are the ones to catch the virus most. It's never a purely predictive situation, but it is possibly a preponderance of the evidence. The dude's a super dirtbag and has said far worse, yeah, seriously. Hard to believe he has any brain cells in there. Saying that a certain group should die from the virus is so many levels of fucked up. Shitbag. For sure. Call out shitbags for being shitbags. But, as much as I want to wish death upon Trump/CDC/Alabama, live here, don't. Probably shouldn't say under fire when talking about someone living in Israel. Removed. It's okay, the feeling is mutual, slightly smiling face. Brainwashed idiot. Do Americans still pump billions of their tax dollars into Netanyahu's pockets? He'd be right at home in America. Netanyahu's son sounds retarded. Maybe he should have ended his sentence with an LMAO snowflake. My fucking god, he even looks like a complete tool and a spoiled brat. He'd be the fleshlight in jail. Apple doesn't fall far from the tree. Have nothing against Israel or its right to exist, but that family are rotten. Wonder where he learned that kind of thinking. But they won't, because everyone on the left is following the protocol and staying socially distanced. Can't say that on the right now, can we? I've seen people on both sides wishing others were dead because of the virus. I don't give a fuck if you hate Trump, but wishing death on someone is absolutely horrible. You mean like Reddit has been saying to Trump supporters for the last 3 months? It's a big deal now though. Under fire. Which means we'll experience zero actual repercussions. The rotten apple didn't fall too far from the rotten tree.